going on, Jerome's? So the Justin Fields #1 overall pick Chicago Bears trade drama has drug out for a long time. Now, I was told by Bears fans, like, we're never surrendering Justin Fields for less than a first-round pick. So it was so funny. Beginning of the offseason, it's like, well, the Bears will take Caleb Williams at 1, and then they'll trade Justin Fields for a first, and everything will be hunky-dory, right? And then it's like, we'll just take a second-round pick. And then blah, 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 blah. But finally, a long national nightmare is over. Justin Fields headed to the Pittsburgh Steelers, going to compete with Russell Wilson for a conditional 4th-round pick. That's right. So Schefter, Bears are trading Justin Fields for a 2025 6th-round pick that goes to a 4th-round pick based on play time. Per Courtney Cronin, Bears beat writer, that playing time is 51%. So if Fields takes 51% of the Steelers' offensive snaps in 2024, that 6th-round pick becomes a 4th. So great. So that's just slightly less than the 1st-round pick that Bears fans were thumping their chest saying that they're going to get. Okay. But now Russ with Mr. Unlimited, with the guy who's very limited as a passer. I'm sure it'll work out great. But overall, I mean, Tomlin finessed the hell out of the Bears. And also, you can certainly say that the Bears certainly screwed this thing up. All right. So, I mean, Tomlin, at the beginning, if the Steelers would have traded a 2nd-round pick to the Bears for Fields, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye. But the fact that this thing dragged out through free agency, even though Ryan Poles like, oh, we got to trade Fields before free agency. Best of luck. And all these other spots were filled, and teams were either lining up their quarterbacks or already are in position to draft one. And the Steelers just waited. So basically, the Steelers, Russ is certainly no great shakes, but they got Russ for the league minimum, and they got Justin Fields for a 6th-round pick that could turn into a 4th. I mean, that is, Mike Tomlin is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. That's fantastic for him. And for the Bears, I mean, hey, remember when Bears fans were all saying, like, oh, well, the Vikings tried to trade out for Justin Fields, and you couldn't get him, but we got him. It's like, you never get this. I'm kind of glad we didn't get that. And of course, shocker that these two geniuses screwed up the Justin Fields trade, just like they're going to mess up Caleb Williams. So it is what it is. But Fields, he was whatever. 2022 was a lot of fun. We ran for 1,000 yards, but this year in Getsy's offense, the Bears technically beat the Vikings on Monday Night Football with Fields throwing 75,000 screen passes, but really it was the Vikings who beat themselves. It happens, man. But hey, again, Mike Tomlin, not only is he the greatest head coach in NFL history, he's great in personnel because he got the 86th best player in the NFL for a 6th-round pick that could turn into a 4th. It's fantastic. But, of course, how does this affect us? How does this come back to me as a Vikings fan? So it actually does affect them. Number one, so trading for the #1 overall pick is off the table. Now, it probably was off the table to begin with, as I don't think that the Bears were going to be moved, and also they certainly weren't going to deal in division. But that minuscule 0.00001% chance of the Vikings trading up to 1. You go. And number 2, Caleb Williams is going to be squaring off against the Vikings twice a year. Such a pity that we have to ruin him, the pride of USC, because that's exactly what the Bears are going to do. Well, not only is Brian Flores' defense going to bring the thunder and ruin Caleb Williams right in the face, but the Bears, the Chicago Bears are where quarterbacks go to die. And Caleb Williams, unfortunately, just going to be that next victim. Add another name to the jersey, man. There you go. Lastly, the Steelers are unlikely to jump up. Now, what was relatively unlikely that the Steelers would have maneuvered into the top 4 or 5 since they're coming back from 20, but now it effectively eliminates them. So I think that the only main contenders left now, well, it's basically just the Giants. I think there was an outside chance of the Broncos or the Raiders, but now the Vikings have 23. I think that they're boxed out there, but I think effectively you can eliminate the Steelers from moving up into the Vikings territory of grabbing a quarterback in the top 4. Now, that doesn't mean to say that the Steelers certainly wouldn't take a quarterback in the 2nd round or something like that, picking up a Rattler or a Penix or a Nix or Pratt or whatever, but again, it's funny. But, of course, it just goes back to the Bears. It's like, hey, weren't you telling us that Justin Fields is going to fetch a 1st-round pick? Shocker that these guys screwed it up. crazy, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Justin Fields traded from the Bears to the Steelers for nothing. Basically nothing. And also how it affects the Vikings. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. You guys know what to do. Happy Saturday. Skull Production Value.